if it is legalized. So what's wrong with the fact that some people are selling them when they are growing them at home? So they can grow them at home in their backyard, and they can easily just sell to people, and it is not illegal anymore.
Good question.
Okay, so yeah, that's why most people think that the government is making money. That's the only reason they have legalized it. It's not because of the medicine. It's not because of the people. It's just for the sake of money and taxpayers to just make it legal. Otherwise, they should tell everybody that you can have marijuana, you can use marijuana anytime, and you can trade marijuana. So there are no drug dealers, there are no traffickers. Okay. But they are not doing that. They are just telling you that we are the only people who are going to sell you marijuana, and the others who are selling you in person, they're considered as drug dealers. Okay, so let's go to question number 2. What similarities and differences do marijuana, tobacco, coffee, and alcohol have? Which do you think is the most harmful to humans?
Getting high?
Getting high? Yeah.
Not about
tobacco does not
tobacco,
make you high.
yeah,
Tobacco
not about tobacco and coffee, but about alcohol and marijuana.
Yeah.
But I think all of this have some addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
the
addicted.
the people get addicted to this.
Yeah, that's the first similarity. They're all addictive.
Yeah.
But they are not all considered as narcotics. Only marijuana is narcotic.
Yeah.
But tobacco and coffee are not narcotic, and alcohol is not either.
Yeah.
Sam,
yeah.
somebody say if you less consumption, you can consumption every time.
What do you mean by
So
that?
we should be careful about the consumption and using these, for example, coffee and alcohol and something like that.
Oh, you mean consumption?
Consumption, yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you mean if you consume logically, rationally, you can consume all the time?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good point.
I have my own my opinion about these things. They are all similar. For people getting addicted, but the difference is the degree is different. Marijuana is more hard, more easy to make people have addicted in it. I think the most important things is for people themselves, personality. They should keep their control their self, not lost their control to be addicted. The most important things is people themselves.
Yeah, I agree. Any other opinions or ideas? No? Yes?
The problem with this is originally the marijuana, also the coca, the Aborigines used to for the health, to get energy. But the people now are using for other ways. If you see, for example, in 1890s in US, the people used to use the coca, for example. For this, create a Coca-Cola because it was legal to sell coca, and they know that it was for energy. The coca normally, for example, in South America, before came the Spain people, the Aborigine used to work, to make exercise, to climb mountains.
Yeah. But you know, there's also another difference between marijuana and the others. Marijuana is a higher, you know, it makes you high, it gets you high. But alcohol, for example, is a downer. You know, downer? It makes you down. It makes
Low
you
mood.
just
Yeah.
in a relaxed mood. But when you smoke marijuana, usually you get higher, you have more energy, you're, you know, refreshed, especially for dancing or for bars. Uh, Tobacco and coffee have got other chemicals. What chemical is it in coffee that makes people more relaxed or more happy?
I think caffeine.
Yeah, it's got
Caffeine.
caffeine.
I think
Yeah,
caffeine.
caffeine in coffee. And in tobacco, what is it in tobacco?
Nicotine.
Nicotine. Yeah,
Nicotine,
you're
yeah,
right.
Nicotine.
In marijuana, there is another chemical called
I don't know.
THC, I think. Yeah, I was just looking for it. I think it
Yeah,
is THC, they say. The
Yeah.
THC, the amount of THC is different in two different kinds of marijuana. Uh, uh, yeah, that's why that's the medical, that's the chemical that the government is going to just control in different kinds of marijuana. In
Sam,
alcohol,
would
the
you
story
please
is
repeat
totally different. I think alcohol is the most natural one.
Sam, would
The
you please
most
repeat the material of marijuana?
They call it THC. I was just looking for it here to show it to you. Yeah, this is THC and CBD. Okay, so you may have come across the letters THC and wondered what the acronym meant. The standard for tetrahydrocannabinol is really the gas that powers the marijuana engine, so to speak, and it is the chemical compound responsible for the effects you experience after smoking. According to honestmarijuana.com, although THC is only one of the 85 plus chemical compounds known as cannabinoids found in the cannabis plant, THC is the primary psychoactive ingredient. It takes almost all the credit for creating your cerebral high. Now, the other letter combo, CBD, which stands for cannabidiol, it is another one of those 85 chemical compounds found in pot. CBD has health benefits and is one of the reasons why marijuana may be medically legal where you live. It doesn't produce the high like THC does, but it does suppress nausea, calm anxiety, help insomnia, and may even have antioxidant and neuroprotectant benefits as well. Okay, so these are the two chemicals in marijuana, which makes it, you know, medically, you know, rational to use. So The
Not
next
true,
question.
actually. I think
Pardon?
because I not agree with this
You don't agree? Why
issue.
not?
Yeah, because I think a lot of this effect may be propaganda by some company for more benefit and more profit because of the selling. For example, you remember that which physician prescribed for his or her patient marijuana instead of the medicine, that the effect of that is completely obvious for the disease. It's not in any books. You cannot find the marijuana is the first treatment for any disease. It may be helping. It's the different from the treatment, and this helping is under investigation. Is not approved. And I want to say that about the tobacco, because it's very dangerous for all of the people, because it has not only the nicotine, it has the lot of the material that maybe have the effect of the cancerogenic for the patient. For example, I can say that the 95% of the people with the laryngeal cancer is the smokers. Only 5% is non-smoker. Or this range of the population is just similar, for example, for the lung cancers. So the tobacco is the most dangerous when you compare between the marijuana, tobacco, alcohol, and coffee. Coffee, in this category, I think that the coffee is not correct and good choice for the comparing between the tobacco, marijuana, and alcohol. And after the tobacco, maybe you choose the alcohol, especially on the different side of the body, for the cancerogenic. It's very, very important. Just I like say to you that, for example, in the laryngeal cancer, then the most common after the tobacco, the cause of the cancer of the larynx is the alcohol. And especially when you use the tobacco and the alcohol, these are the synergistic effect on the organ and improve the effectiveness of the cancerogenic, unfortunately.
Thank you, Farzad. We don't have much time. I wanted you to have a look at this page too, because it tells you the different names for marijuana. You know, sometimes in Canada, they are called cannabis. Cannabis is the name of the plant. And generally, there is no difference between marijuana and cannabis. And the two terms are often used to describe the same thing. So instead of marijuana, you can also say cannabis, and they're more or less the same thing. There are other names for marijuana. I'm showing you the list of the names that are used to refer to marijuana. They're called pot, they're called bud, maybe because of the plants or the flowers that they use them in order to produce the dried ones. And the perp, heath, chronic, dope. So they smoke dope mostly. For example, in America, they call it dope. Honeycomb, herb. Herb means plant. Rosin, trees. So when you smoke trees, it means you smoke weeds, the same as weeds. Boom, also they call it weed. I'm sure you have heard weed. Mary Jane. Mary Jane comes from the Spanish you know, Spanish spelling, Spanish pronunciation of marijuana, which is pronounced marijuana, as Nasser has been pronounced.